Hey, I'm here to do part two, and I don't remember where I left off, but I do know that I want to go into more about in-game analysis. My concern for the Raiders is the secondary. Now, this might be a little bit too far ahead, but Sean Smith might be in trouble and be suspended since he could be in prison, especially. He might be off the team, probably will be off the team. And for a personal note, you didn't have to stomp on your sister's boyfriend's head. That was stupid. However, it's not the worst thing. I get where he's coming from, trying to defend his sister. Yet, right now, if I was Ken Norton, I would prepare the younger corners, backup corners. TJ Carey isn't too bad. And I would prepare them to take over for Sean Smith if he gets in trouble. However, the Jets' biggest threat is Jermaine Kearse as a receiver. Now, Jermaine Kearse has made plays for the Seahawks, but he's not supposed to be your team's best receiver. So, my overall prediction for that game, Jets lose to the Raiders. I'm saying personally 31-7. Yep. Marshawn Lynch gets a touchdown too. First touchdown as a Raider in the black hole, in his hometown, in the season opener. What better way to get a touchdown, right? Your first touchdown as a Raider. After coming back from retirement too. But, now on to the picks. Over under predictions. It's the first time I'm doing this, but I thought I might as well add this to my channel. Why not? Let's see. Arizona gets 7.5 and is favored in Indianapolis. Both these teams had a rough start, but Detroit is talented, more talented than Los Angeles, and it's not even that close. The Colts just got demolished, 46-9 in LA, and I think we can all agree that that problem goes more than Andrew Luck, whether he's healthy or not. I don't see this team getting any more than 5 wins this year. So, is Arizona? Is that bet? Would I take that bet? Maybe not, considering how actually, you know what? Come to think, sorry, a little bit of a brain break, but Bruce Arians knows that team. They demolished them last time, so personally, I would take the bet. I would take Arizona to cover 7.5. Third, let's see. I'm gonna go with 19-10 or something. Yeah, it's not gonna be too many. I don't expect too many points. Now, as a little bit of disclaimer, I'm just suggesting who I take. So, little heads up. I'm just suggesting. Buffalo, Carolina. Carolina gets 7. It's in Carolina. This could be an interesting one. Now, if Carolina wins, I don't see them covering the spread. Sean McDermott has history with the Panthers, and he knows quite a bit of the team. Offense, defense, special teams even, you can say. And I think that this could be a toss-up. I have some bias against Carolina, but it's a toss-up. I wouldn't take the bet. However, if I have to make a prediction, as a final prediction, like for big cash, I would say the Panthers win 20-17. 20-17. However, for you Ed McCaffrey fans, I think he underachieved last week, in my opinion. He will go for like 15 carries for 90 yards, but maybe no. But I'm not gonna say he gets a touchdown. Buffalo's defense is respectable, a little too stout for a touchdown by a rookie running back. Chicago at Tampa Bay. Chicago is favored, if I'm reading this right. I'm going to assume that they are favored. I don't know why, but gosh, I wouldn't take this bet. They're supposed to win by 7? No. Now, while they did play better, I wouldn't take this bet. The Bucks are a team that's coming to their own, and I can see them making a wild card or getting 10 wins. 10-win teams haven't always made the playoffs, mind you. Note the Jets from last year. A couple years ago. But the Bears will give them somewhat of a fight. I can see this game being 21-17. Tampa Bay wins. Jameis Winston, however, the key for their victory is for Jameis Winston to hold onto the ball, and he is a talented quarterback, but he gets too many turnovers. He plays well, but just I don't know what it is, me personally, but I just think that some of his mechanics are just not the same. I just like they need improvement. He's still young, so he can improve it, but I'm just saying this from my personal standpoint, and his defense, he kind of turns the ball over quite a bit. However, he's still emerging. I think he's going to be one of those guys that semi-take over the league when these bigger names retire. He's going to be kind of under Carr. Let's see, Derek Carr, Dak. I can say Dak, why not? And I'm trying to think, who else is a young quarterback? Carson Wentz, I'll just say for the record. He has upside, why not? Now, Cleveland at Baltimore. Cleveland is favored by 9 in Baltimore. Wow. Shoot. The Browns will be better. And while I can see Baltimore win this game, I wouldn't go for the spread. Joe Flacco will lead the team to 2-0. Their defense will make trouble for Deshaun Kaiser. And I see the Ravens winning this game 24-14. Ravens. Let's see what else is there. Philadelphia, Kansas City. Ooh, man, I really am hoping the Eagles pull off an upset, but that would take a little bit of a small miracle. Andy Reid hosting his former team. This is going to be a tough game for the Eagles. What's tougher for the Chiefs is that Eric Berry left with a season-ending injury. I don't remember exactly what it was. Was it an Achilles? I don't know. But I still see the Chiefs being a force. And I hate saying that as a Raider fan. And I see the Chiefs winning this game. I take the spread. I see them winning the game 30-20. Carson Wentz also, I kind of hope he doesn't, but I can see Carson Wentz turning the ball over. Tennessee at Jacksonville. Tennessee gets 3 in Jacksonville. Yeah, I'd take that bet. Tennessee is coming off to a somewhat rather tough loss against the Raiders. I see them emerging. I can see them winning the South. Marcus Mariota is climbing the ladder. He is coming into his own, becoming respectable. Jacksonville was impressive last week, I must admit. And I think Blake Bortles is still struggling. He played last game well. He must have played well. I didn't see the stats, but he must have played well. But Blake Bortles is heading towards being a bust. I mean, it's kind of inevitable. And he can resurrect his career somewhere else. Alex Smith did with the Chiefs, and he was considered a bust for some time in his first few years. But as of now, it's looking bleak for Blake Bortles. I see Tennessee winning this game. Tennessee will put Blake Bortles on his back. And I see Tennessee winning this game 24-20. Why not? Chargers hosting the Dolphins and I think Chargers are favored by 3.5. I will just run it off and say 4. I kind of was wondering personally why the Dolphins and Bucks didn't play somewhere else. Sort of. I'm not exactly sure why, but all I know is that it was a dumb move to sign Jay Cutler, considering that Matt Moore was respectable for a backup. And overall, With the Chargers not being able to close the deal, I can see them, however, winning the game. I see this being somewhat of a low-scoring game. Moderate. 21-17 Chargers. Jarvis Landry gets a touchdown, though. So for anybody that has Jarvis Landry on their fantasy team, his or her fantasy team, you'll probably get some points. Just saying that for the record. Alright, went over the Oakland game. Dallas gets 3 at Denver. I wouldn't take this bet. Talk with one of my uncles about it, and Dak is young. Trevor Siemian still trying to be better. He's not bad, but I see him being like an Andy Dalton type quarterback. Dalton's not bad. He's above average, but his best days are behind him. I'm going to get on that soon. Get to that soon. Dallas is talented and young. I can see Dak. However, that Denver defense wins championships, and Von Miller, no-fly zone, will make trouble for Dallas. So I'm picking Denver to win 16-13. I can see this personally being a strip sack and recovery to end the game for Denver, sealing the deal. San Francisco at Seattle. Seattle's favored by 14. San Francisco was pretty terrible last week, yet in their defense, their team is mainly new, and it was the first game with a new head coach. Everything was new, and however, Seattle will... Football is an emotional game. I see Seattle being very angry, and they're at home against a divisional rival. I think the Seahawks hate the Niners more than any other team, particularly considering the rivalry. Any team in their division, at the very least, maybe in the NFL, and I see Seattle just being the punishers in this game, just to beat them down. And I see the score being 31-10, 31-13. I'll take Seattle. I take that spread. Washington at the LA Rams. This is going to be interesting. Sean McVay, the youngest head coach, hosting his former team. Kirk Cousins coming into LA. And the Rams put on a show. However, they're the team that always annoyed me. I picked them to do well, and they always underachieve by a game or two. And they always surprise people. They always end up letting people down. They're at the top of the division in October, like week 5. And they end up winning 7 games. So, while they're favored by 3 in this game, personally, I just have a feeling somehow Kirk Cousins is going to have some heroics, save the team. They're going to win probably by... Washington's going to win 17-3. They're a more built together team than the Colts. Green Bay at Atlanta. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be high scoring. Atlanta's favored by 3. Look, the Falcons. Ooh, I hope to be wrong, and I very well could be wrong, but I just have a feeling for the record that their Super Bowl hangover is going to be terrifying, and they would be lucky to finish with 6 wins this year. Prove me wrong. I very well could be wrong. However, this is a game where opening of a new stadium, home opener, my aunt's over there. I may get that they're a team that I think will cover the spread. I see this game being, personally, 31-27. And the last game, Detroit at New York. Giants get favored by 3 points. Detroit on the road. I wouldn't take this. Eli, as much as I want to see him win more rings than his brother, I kind of had a softer spot for Eli, considering he's the... Let's see, how am I going to say this? He's the one that's kind of under the radar. I think his best days are behind him. And Detroit looked pretty strong against a still respectable Arizona team. and I wouldn't take this bet. I see the Giants. I see the Lions winning this game, probably 17 to 13. I'll take Detroit. So those are my predictions. And for the Thursday night game, just thought I'd say a little commentary too that I knew the Texans were gonna win, and I can't say it was low scoring. I don't know how. I mean, I don't know what the score would be, but I just had a feeling the Texans were gonna win. Congratulations to Deshaun Watson for having your first win as a rookie against a top-tier defense on the road on Thursday Night Football in a short week. You did well, and you scored the game's only touchdown to win. So, nice job. I'm surprised Bill didn't start him until after halftime against the Jaguars. Tom Savage is a guy that I'm surprised had a starting job instead of Colin Kaepernick, and I'm not a Colin Kaepernick fan. And for the Bengals, the team is going towards top 5, top 10 draft. You can make all the excuse for Andy Dalton, but the guy has had a good enough line. I'm not even going with the players on the team right now. I'm going with ever since he was in the NFL. Sanu, Marvin Jones, AJ Green is still on the team. Jeremy Hill, Bernard, Tyler Eifert, who's respectable. He's emerging. This is not even an insult, but he's sort of a poor man's Travis Kelce. No disrespect at all, but the Bengals, they're going to be lucky to win. They're going to be a 5-win team this year. Marvin Lewis is going to finally be shown the door, and I don't see Andy Dalton in a Bengal uniform 3 years from now. He's probably going to be on another team. So this is going to be basically the beginning of the end for the Bengals. You haven't even scored a touchdown in your first 2 opening games, at least for the Raiders back in 2006, a year to forget. They had 1 game on the road. Now, of their first 2. Now, while they did score fewer points, well, a 30% is better than a 20%, but that's still an F. So, if you're comparing that standard, that's pretty pathetic. That's just a Bengals team that has constantly underachieved. Yeah, they were the Bengals. The Bengals of the 90s were very forgettable, but it's just that they always end. I say that because they basically choke, and they're a dumpster fire. They're starting to be a dumpster fire. If they're not a dumpster fire yet, they're starting to become one. So let me know what you think. Go Raiders. I'll do a game recap after the game tomorrow.